Yes, hello everybody. This is Thomas, together with Aaron and Raul, and this is the first dev team meeting for our new potential project that is codenamed TakeMeAway, for lack of better names, and it's about writing an application for a local businessman here in Gothenburg, in Sweden. He has a small catering business and offers lunches for takeaway on the campus, university campus, where I have my office conveniently. And the idea is to help him out and open source an application where he and potential other users of this application can manage menus, take orders, and also accept payments. So the idea is that we do it as a learning project for Agile Ventures, and hopefully can push out a working application for him and also learn something along the way. So nice to have you guys here. We had 7 or 8 people express some interest in this particular project. So today what I would like to do is to agree on some action points, action plans, what we need to do about how we can organize this project, and also start thinking about some high-level user stories that we can break down into some features and potentially start working on this app.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, yeah. Well, this is the initial meeting, so there's nothing is or anything. So, let's. I mean, the word is free, so let's have an open discussion about this. Have you guys? So let me put it this way. Oh no, this was not the right thing. My idea is that we develop a kind of 2 applications, basically. One back-end app that allows the business owner to define menus and you know, manage orders and manage users and everything, and then another application for the front end where users can log in and place orders, view menus, and you know, do all the actions that you know could be required of them, and make calls to the back-end API, back-end application through an API, basically. And that could be, you know, that could be a Rails app or a Sinatra app or whatever. And if we expose, you know, if we create an API and expose it on the internet, we can potentially have somebody, or if we want to do it ourselves, build an iOS application or an Android application.
You know.
Yeah. So.
Or even a hybrid application, depending on the skills we have.
Once again?
A hybrid application.
Yeah, we could do that as well. You know, so it's. It gives us some more freedom in how to develop. You know, what sort of a front end we want to use, for instance. You know, so. You know. Yeah.
Have you done some work API related previously?
Yeah. But not much. Not a. I haven't developed a I've developed APIs where you can, get information, but not where you can create instances and stuff over the API. But it's not a very complicated thing. Rails is very good at it's a very good framework for developing APIs, actually. So a lot of stuff can be handled in the same controller. Although it remains to be seen if we want to use same controller for the backend and for the API. But it's we can think about it. About the structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me share a bit. Let me share a link to this. So take me away. Yeah. And go shareable link, and you can edit that. So go copy link. Done.
One question. What language is it gonna be on? Like, is it gonna be like, what is it, Swedish or English?
I didn't catch that once again.
Is it gonna be like Swedish and English, or?
Oh, we're gonna build. I was thinking about building the interface in English, and then just use internationalization. So what is it, I18N, or what's this system used that where you can translate strings for the interface. But in the basic, I would say that the basic application could be in English. It doesn't really matter for us at all. I mean, everybody that works here and most people in Sweden speaks English, so I wouldn't say that's a big problem. So let's go for English to start with, and then make translations as in a second sprint. Yeah. But definitely we can definitely add that to the as a feature in Pivot, in our tracker, just to make sure that we can we have that as a request. So perhaps we don't have to. Perhaps we don't have to include that in the first sprint or something. So let's see if we can create a workspace. Take me away. No, how do I create a new project? Wait a second.
I think you might want to go back to the dashboard.
Yeah.
But isn't that your project already? I see Take Me Away there.
Yeah. Me away. I don't know if I can create new project. Okay, good. Create new account. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. So let me add you guys. I need your email addresses over in the chat, if you could paste it, so I can add you to the project. Thanks, Aaron. Thank you. Put it down.
In terms of technology we would like to use for the backend, I heard you mention Sinatra or Rails. What are the reasons? Why would you perhaps choose Sinatra over Rails or something?
Well, I would say for the backend I would go for Rails actually, but for the front end I don't think we need the whole functionality of Rails applications. So a Sinatra app would be, or Padrino, or well, Padrino builds on Sinatra, but a more lightweight application would be perhaps more suitable. But I'm just thinking out here, so I don't have any, any preferences actually. I am personally more. It's more convenient for me to work in Rails than Sinatra. I've built two and a half Sinatra apps basically. So I'm not that fluent in that framework, and there is more free stuff. There's more gems that are available for Rails than for Sinatra apps. Yeah. So, but Sinatra is more. I mean, if we're just gonna access, I would say that for front end, Sinatra would make sense because we won't have any active record models or anything in that application. We will just be accessing the backend application through through the API. So that would actually make sense to use Sinatra for that. Just using plain old Ruby objects for building our models, perhaps. But I don't know. It remains to be seen. So I'm going to create two epics, one called backend, and let's see, like this, and then another one called front end, like this, to start with. Because I would say that we can keep all activities and all feature requests in this particular pivotal tracker. We don't have to have one separate for
one, for every portal.
Exactly. So okay, so if we can start with so we could say that if we just think in sort of I mean, we can start from different angles here, basically. But what I would say that what we need is three basic things. We need to have a menu, right?
Yeah.
We need to have a user that and that user is supposed.
It's going to be the client.
Yes, he's going to be the client, of course, and he has to be able. Well, okay, let's start in a. Well, no, okay. We need a menu, we need a client, and we need an order, right?
Yes.
That's so. Let's see. Create menu. We can use stories to that, of course, later. But let's just write that up first. Create menu. Create client. And create order. So like that. So these could be our models, kind of thing, right? But then we need to have an admin. Yeah, because we need to have somebody that administers the backend application that can create menus and stuff,
menus,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see, create admin, and I would say that both admin and client inherits from a user, basically. So we could have, so is a user and client is also a user, right? Is a user. We can add a label to that, just like this, and just like this. So okay. So we have admin, client, and menu. Yes. so let's start with this user story, for instance. This is just a suggestion, so we can you know, rewrite this or think about it. But let me give this as a suggestion. So as an admin, in order to be able to offer my you know, food to clients, I would like to be able to create weekly menus. Weekly.
You have a typo there.
Yeah. Weekly menus. Is that a menus? Oh, yeah, I think so.
It's US, I think.
All right. Menus? Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go for that. Okay. So, and I would also say, but let's think about it. You know, I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure that each daily menu is supposed to have one or more, you know, courses. You know, which means that we would probably need a model called, you know, dish, for instance. You know.
Yeah.
You know. So create dish, and we can say as admin, when I create weekly menus or weekly/daily menus, I would like to have many dishes to choose from, for instance. Okay, so yeah, so we have a dish. A dish can be a part of a menu that is created by the admin. Yeah. So okay, so let's say as a user, as a client, yeah, we have set this label of user, so we know that this is from the user, so we don't have to have that in the description. But as a client, in order to use to be able to place my orders, I would like to log into the application. And we all know that a user story can be written from different perspectives, right? So we could say that as a admin, in order to authenticate my users, in order to know who is placing my orders, I would like to be able to authenticate clients, right?
Yes.
So yeah. So here we have an example of a two-sided user story. You know.
Okay.
And that's cool. You know, that makes sense, I think. And
so let's say,
yeah, go ahead.
I make an order. I have to be a member or a client that has been registered before, or can I make an order without being registered client?
Yes, I would say no. I would say that you can create an order, but you cannot submit that order before you are registered, you know. So I would say that, but this is, no, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but what I envision is that you can watch the menu and you can place the, you can start ordering your food, but before you submit this order, you have to fill out your information. And what we could potentially have, we can have a one-time order, because you are authenticated by your credit card. When we incorporate payments, right? So it's a kind of black or white thing. Either the credit card clears and then the order is placed, or the credit card company declines the payment, and then we don't place an order, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so in theory, we don't need to register users. But from what I've heard, and I will verify this on Monday, is that the client would like his users to register, because he wants to have more information about them. He wants to offer them like weekly discounts, like a punch card, they prepay for 10 lunches, etc. So that's why we are talking about. But in principle, we don't need that. We could just use the credit card, do or don't, cleared or not cleared status as a condition to place an order. But let's work on this introduction, and we can perhaps rewrite that later on or something.
All right, cool.
All right, so create order. So let's have a look at this. So as a client, so that I can get my food, I would like to be able to place an order. Right, so it's not that complicated. And as an admin, in order to know what the fuck I'm going to know, what to cook, and who to leave out, let's see, in order to know who I should leave the food out to, I would like to see order info, including the client information and dishes. For instance, we can rewrite this later. I would like to see order info, including the client information. Yeah, client details, for instance. Details and dish details. And guys, since you have right access to all of this, feel free to go into the pivotal tracker and fix any typos or add your own descriptions if you want.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so we can create an order. Let's have a look at create dish. I don't know when I create it. Okay, so we have that. Create a
admin. I think that's the last thing we do.
Yeah. Okay. So as this application owner, in order to be get authorization to create dishes, menus, and manage orders, I would like to create an admin account with admin account first, and manage orders. Yeah, so everybody understands what an admin account is, so I don't have to spell it out, perhaps. Cool. So this is kind of yeah. And okay, so let's add another top-level story. Create payment. So as a client, in order to place my okay.
New line.
Yeah. So let's see. So that I can place my order. I would like to pay for it. That seems nice and easy. Pay for it. Okay. And also as an admin, so that I can get paid for my orders, I would like to be able to accept CC payments, credit card payments. All right. So cool. So these are the high level stories that we need to split those out in several, probably in several sub features, basically, right? Because most of these things needs to be done, with a CRUD interface. So we need to be able to create the models. We need to be able to create instances, update them, edit them, and delete them, basically, right? And there are some other bindings. For instance, we have like one-to-many relationships with a dish to be a part of many menus, for instance, etc. And a client can have many orders and things like that. But basically, what we could do, I mean, in a TDD way, we should start to, we should start from the very, high top level and create those interfaces. Although I would say that some things that we know will be there for us, we could start from the bottom down and then create some of the models. Once we settle on what framework we're going to use. It doesn't hurt that much because, since we know quite a lot of things about the application already. But okay, let's stop there for now, and I have some other suggestions about some technology things we could use. I would say that we definitely can use Rails for the back-end application. I don't know if you guys have worked. You probably have worked with Bootstrap before. There is this framework called Bourbon. I don't know if you guys.
I kind of touched a bit on Bourbon, started playing a bit with it. So yeah.
Yeah, I would like us to use Bourbon actually, because it could be a good learning experience. Since Bootstrap is very, Bootstrap is cool. It's easy to work with, but it gives you so much shit that you sometimes don't use. With bourbon and neat bitters and refills, you can pick stuff that you're gonna use.
That you actually need on your application.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I would say that this could be cool. So, and to bootstrap our application, there is this, let's see, Rails
Suspender.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great library. It gives you a lot of stuff for free. I've used it on several projects. It gives you, we don't need high voltage on this one because it's this is not a front end application.
Yeah.
Airbrake is cool, bourbon is cool, bitters is cool. The late job could be cool for us as well. Although we don't use the late job on Heroku because it's very resource consuming. Email validator is good. Fluty for page title, never used it actually, but it's it's probably very handy. High voltage, I don't think we're gonna use. jQuery, absolutely. Neat, yes. New Relic, sure, why not? Normalized, Postgres, absolutely. Rack timeout, yeah. Yeah, okay. Refills, yes. Simple form, never. I don't like simple form at all. I use form or usually build a custom form builder. So I'm not a very great fan of this gem, but we can probably use that. Storing titles in translations, didn't use it. Unicorn, yeah, I never touched upon it. So, and .NEV, yes. Try is very handful. Bybug, yes. Bundler audit, never used it. Spring for fast transaction preloading. Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah. Web console. I have some issues with Spring actually, but let's hope we don't run into that. And the test.
Issues with Spring.
Spring is fast Rails. Yeah, for fast Rails actions we are preloading. I've had some issues. I had some errors with Spring, and I don't have much experience with it, so I kind of had to disable it on some project. But if we don't run into this in this one, it's probably cool. But did you guys have work with it?
Okay, when I usually build sample Rails application, I just keep it because it seems to be the default, right?
Okay, all right.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, sure. So let's keep it there. It's great. And the good thing with Suspension is this testing gems. With Capybara and RSpec pre-configured, show them much good regression tests and all other tests. So it's really good. So I would say we could definitely use that for.
I've also noticed the guys at ThoughtBots, they don't use Cucumber for integration test.
Which ones?
They don't use cucumbers apparently.
No, they don't. Really?
Yeah.
Yes, they don't. They don't. But they use RSpec for features.
Yeah.
But I would say we could configure Cucumber. I prefer Cucumber myself actually. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Well, I can't really form a strong opinion about it right now because the mock I took was mainly using Cucumber, and yeah, so far I've been using Cucumber on most of the projects.
Okay. Okay. The thing with this project is that we're gonna have a non-technical client what I like with Cucumber is that it's written in almost plain English, and it's easy for me to show those tests for a non-technical person, that is not a programmer. So I would say that it's a good tool for that. So I would like us to use that. It's a little more of an overhead because you have to both write the scenario or the feature file and then create the steps, etc.
How often does it happen that you show the test to the client actually?
quite often, actually, quite often. Yeah, I mean, when I have and that's what I plan to do in this project. When I have a demo day with them, you know, on a weekly or bi-weekly meeting, we usually sit down and look at what features we have delivered, and the way I show them that the feature is delivered is by showing them that the acceptance tests are passing. First of all, we discuss whether the acceptance tests are correctly formatted. You know, if they actually test for the desired behavior. Then I show him that the acceptance tests are passing, and then I show them the website, you know, on a local server or on a staging server. So that's a workflow. That's the basic workflow with the client, you know, and that usually sparks a lot of discussion about, you know, some feature add-ons and, you know, new stories that we can add to the backlog. But it's a good thing, in my opinion. But not everybody does that. But I've watched some other methods, and I think that they tend to be a little more impromptu, more you know, chaotic kind of, you know, that people just cruise around the website and show features by, you know, jumping to the website and doing things, and that usually is a little more you know,
well,
it's not straightforward, you know. It's just people tend to start talk about the other things and side subjects, etc., etc. You know, it's easier to focus if you have a test to follow, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get you.
So let's do some let's write up some chores in the tracker. I would say, let's see here, on Icebox Plus, and then we do it as a chore. Create scaffold the application, and then activity use rough. This save. And then we get another one, add Q add and configure cucumber, and yeah, we know how to do that. Oops, sorry, that's a chore. Yeah. Okay. Then. I would say that if we use bourbon and you know, with all the we would need and refills and everything, we could keep the styling to a bare minimum to start with. You know, like in terms of what colors and shit. Since this is the back-end application we're talking about mostly, you know, we don't need to you know, focus so much on that.
To get things straight, this application is what the admin, for instance, is going to use to create orders and things like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I would say let's focus on that in this meeting. You know, we don't need to focus so much on the front end, because the front end is I mean, without the back end, we don't have a front end anyway. So, right?
Yeah.
We don't have any information to gather.
Sure.
So, yeah. You know, what we could do is to see if there's any templates or you know, I mean, yeah, we still need an admin interface for this, right? We need the admin to be able to create those things. So perhaps if there is an interface for you know, creating instances of things. I can show you an app that I was part of writing recently. See the other central base. Okay, I'll use 2.2.0. Oh, sorry, REM set list. REM set use. So what we've done is a small little backend localhost admin. What? What? What the hell? Huh. Wait, DB. Wait. Sorry about this, guys. Oh. Oh. Okay, I can't show you this application. Sorry, I just wasted your time. I don't have to. You know, there's something wrong with the migration, so I can't bother fixing it. But basically, what I have is a simple and you know, template with, you know, creating events and creating news, and also attaching images to events, etc., etc. You know, so, and we do that with Ajax, so everything is wrapped inside one frame of a header and a sidebar, and you know, some stuff are just loaded through Ajax, load the forms, etc., etc. So, but we could have a look at that at some other time, basically, and see if we can use some of that. But anyway, if you guys know of any, you know, admin template that we could use, or some sort of, so we can get a quick fix on, you know, so we don't have to think so much about the way we structure a page, the back-end admin page. If you have any suggestions on that, that would be great, because I don't want to spend too much time on the phase, because nobody but the admin will see that. So,
okay.
You know what I mean.
Sure.
Also, let's get back to the dish now that I can come to think of it. Perhaps we don't have to describe that now, but I want the dishes to be able to have images attached to them, because that could be a selling point for the client if he wants to take photos of his dishes. I don't know if he wants that, but we can keep that in mind somehow. So let's not define that yet. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna add another chore and add AV repo or the project. So, and I'm gonna assign myself to that because I'm the only one of us that can do it. So I'm gonna start that immediately, and I'm gonna go over to GitHub, and let's go over to Agile Ventures. And let's create a new repository and call it TakeMeAway, and then we're gonna say, what the hell, projects. Where are the projects? Where is it taking me? There it is.
It says your online restaurant system.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just gonna copy this same thing here. Path, it's a public. Add git ignore Ruby, and add license MIT. And yes, that's it. So then I'm gonna go back to website 1. I'm gonna edit project details, and then I'm gonna go add this, and then I'm gonna go to the pivotal tracker, and now I'm gonna have a problem, I think. let's see here. So this won't, this validation won't pass. So I'm just going to change this to an S and submit this.
Submit.
And this would pass probably. Yes. Good. So now we have a TakeMeAway on GitHub and TakeMeAway on Pivotal Tracker, and we can go back to the tracker itself and just yeah. So add repo and add repo and pt info on BSO. There you go. Finish, buff, and there we go. Our first finished task. All right.
That was quick.
We're making progress. No, I just wanted to show you that some things that could potentially be very obvious for everybody. They still need to be documented in some way. And this is the minimum. I've worked with in projects that were documented by in waterfall methods. And, just a simple task like this will spark 2 or 3 pages of text in Agile. You just do this really quick documentation, and that I know that it was me who did this. I know when it was done. Some basic information, and this is all we need, basically. So there is no need to over complicate things, basically.
Cool.
Okay. So let's start on another feature. Raul, you have used the suspenders template before. Do you want to share a screen, and perhaps you can scroll immediately, and we could just create the first. So what we could start with is you could clone the repository from GitHub, and scaffold that app and create the first pull request, basically.
All right, cool. I'm gonna do that now. Just share my screen. Okay, let's share the entire screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, cool. So. Okay, so I'm gonna go and clone that repository now. I'll enter and create a fork of it.
And in the background, Aaron, if you want to do the same thing, it's completely the appropriate thing to do this.
Okay.
All right.
First fork, and then actually, I'm going to do it myself, so I don't forget that.
All right. Okay. All right. So what do? So I've got this the hub package that allows me to clone things by just specifying the username and
that's cool. That's cool.
And the repository. Okay, so we have that. TakeMeAway. So we need to go and scaffold the application. Suspenders. Let's see, suspenders. Right. I think I probably have it installed already. Suspenders. Yes, I do.
Now, take it easy because you want to do that. Let's see. Let's check the documentation for this. If you want to do it in the same, because this should be done outside of the project name, right?
Yeah. But I think.
What happens if you do it outside?
Suspenders. Anyway, well, let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Which version of Ruby are we using for this?
We don't. Oh, you are on 2.1.5 right now. So you got to say RVM use. No. We can use the latest. We haven't scaffolded yet, so use 2.1.5. 2.1. I mean, yeah. Exactly.
So I can just do that. Okay, so override.
You can override. The getting is okay to override. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Right, so it created all of that. Now it's gonna run bundle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. This could take a while, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. So, Raul, are you using the RubyMine yet, or are you still on your?
I'm still using Atom.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Then when I pull that down, I'm going to update the git ignore to, ignore the RubyMine files and also iOS files that needs to be added usually. Good night, everyone.
Perhaps you forgot to run bundle.
No, don't. That's what you are doing right now. So let's
see what it's going to give us.
You can open a new terminal window and just do a git status, and you can push up to your own repository.
Okay.
Initial commit or whatever scaffolded with.
The 2F.
I think so. Hey, you guys are the native English speakers, not me.
I'm a French native speaker.
Ah, you're native. Okay, I'm sorry.
But I think it's 1F.
Let me have a look. I did it actually.
Suspenders.
Yeah, it's 2F actually.
Is it 2F? Okay, cool. So scaffold project using suspenders.
Yeah.
Cool. Enter. Cool. Okay, so I can push that to my.
Yeah.
Push.
And you can jump back to the previous one just to see how far the bundle install has gone.
It's still installing.
Yeah, giving you all sort of strange errors.
Oh, that's weird.
I'll let it just finish. Never mind that now.
This is a new computer. Well, I reinstalled my computer recently, so
okay.
Been having a couple of issues, but yeah.
Okay.
Right, so we have that.
Yeah. Okay. So now take it easy before you do anything. Yes, because we're just making a big mistake. Let me just create another branch on this. Yeah. Okay. So
we're supposed to do this on develop.
Yeah. Because what I want you to do now is to make a pull request to develop. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. stream in the meantime.
And there is no developer. Hold on a second. I made that develop branch on my repo and not on the main repo. Okay, now it's there. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Okay, so I can just make the pull request from my master branch to develop branch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can handle that again. You can delete your master branch
Yeah,
later.
I can delete my
yeah,
and then pull it again. Base develop and compare with master. Okay. So create pull request. Right.
Yeah. Let's see here. So here we go. Yes. Yes. So let's merge this pull request in half. And cool. Great. So let's see if the README file is still there. If there was a README file.
No, we didn't generate a README file initially.
No. But this caller created that.
Okay.
Yeah. So they thought of that. Okay, so I'm going to add a task for, well, first of all, you can go to Pivotal Tracker. You can click Start on the scaffold application.
Where is that? Start, and then you can mark it finished, right?
Yes. But click Start first, so you know your name is attached to it.
I did.
Okay, cool. And then you can mark it finished. Yes. Good. Okay. So, Aaron, perhaps moving on over to you. If you pull down that latest code, and if you could have this as a task, we don't have to do it online right now, but to add and configure Cucumber, that could be a good thing for you, perhaps, to so we all feel that we've contributed.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm going to need to drop away soon because it's getting late here. But so if you assign yourself to that particular task, that would be great. And for both of you and for me, I would say that what we could do independently of each other, we could create some tasks, some features in the Icebox. You know, if you have an idea about a feature that could, be about either creating payment or, dish or something, or admin, some sub features, just go ahead and create them, and we can have another meeting on Tuesday, for instance, where we can go over those things, so we can start assessing them. And again, there are no bad ideas, only ideas right now. And in the next meeting, we can, we can potentially throw some stuff away if they are redundant, or if you don't make the cut for whether they should be prioritized or anything. But just go ahead and go crazy. It's the word is free. You go ahead and do whatever you want to do. All right.
All right, cool. So you're having a meeting tomorrow with the client, right?
I will have a client meeting tomorrow around 1 or 2. I don't remember right now on top of my head, but we will be using Google Hangouts. Even though I will sit with him in the same room, but we will be online on Google Hangouts. So you guys are, of course, if you're available and online, free to join that meeting and that discussion if you have any questions. All right.
All right, cool. I'll probably join and just watch because I'll be at work at that time.
Gotcha. And Aaron, that's 12 o'clock UTC. I don't know if that's a little too early for you.
I'll probably be at lunch, but I work from home, so I'll probably take that lunchtime and just hear what you guys are talking about.
All right. Okay. I post that link, prior to before we start. So yeah, that would be great. Cool. Good meeting. I mean, this is the beginning, so it's not much coding done yet, but it's always the case in at the beginning of a project. One thing that I haven't touched upon today, but I want to do that when we have some more people involved, is that we need to get somebody to lead this project. I can be around as a mentor or just somebody to lean on, but I don't want to be the project leader on this one because I just don't have the time, and I believe that if I am the project leader, the project will suffer from that because my focus is not always on those side projects. So
what would be the main request? I mean, task for the leader.
It's being on top of things, coordinating with the client, calling to scrums and dev meetings, and assigning tasks. And I will make that person, of course. The admin of the repository, so we can merge pull requests and deploy to production and to servers and stuff. So it's a quite extensive responsibility. And if we build up a team of 5, 6, 7 people that want to work on this project, a person that leads it needs to coordinate with everybody. And but mainly it's about dealing with communicating with the client. It's the most important task for the project leader.
Okay.
And in website 1, it was me and I had Brian to help me with that stuff, with the technical stuff. So we kind of split that responsibility in two. We had a project leader, that was me, and a technical lead, that was Brian. But now Brian has taken a little step back because he's swamped at work. So it's mainly myself that takes care of the website 1 project now.
Okay.
I would like us to have Michelle, Christopher, and there was some other, Piotr was interested in this, and some other people in a discussion, and then we can choose somebody in some sort of a consensus or whatever. Yeah, but let's do that next week. Perhaps Tuesday could be a good. Well, let's have the client meeting first, and then we can decide upon what time and when we can have the next dev team meeting.
Okay, sounds good.
That's good. All right. Okay, guys, I've done most of the talking, so I'm sorry for that, but that's the way I am. But I think we've made good progress anyway. So
yeah, sure.
Cool. All right. Live long and prosper, guys, as usual.
Cheers, Thomas.
And I talk to you. All right. Cheers. Bye bye.